Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Live on Xbox. We've been gone a week, just took a week off. It's now April 7th, and it's time to get back at it with some Xbox news. There has been stuff that has dropped over the past week or two that we just need to touch on. And welcome back to the show. Austin, I'm Shawn, and
Hi, Austin here.
Oh, I did it again. Okay, and
Austin here.
So we're back. A little bit of rust, but we'll get back into it. So, Austin, how's the past 2 weeks been for your gaming? What have you been up to? What have you done? Let's hear it.
Well, it's been a busy couple of weeks personally, but in terms of gaming, it's been a little bit of the same old that it's been for these past 3 months. Fortnite put out their competitive mode, so I've been grinding out on that when I can. Recently just popped in some Crackdown because I heard, I just watched a retrospective on it and it really made me want to, hop into it. So I put it on the Xbox. I've been playing for maybe an hour on that. Yeah, I don't know. It hasn't been too much going on over here.
Yeah, same here. Like Austin said, Fortnite dropped their competitive mode. It is now ranked. And Austin and I have been doing that actually together. We have reached the point where we can compete for money, which is pretty cool. But we have yet to compete for money. When the Lux Cup or whatever it was called was on last weekend, we were just simply too busy to be able to partake in it. But the World Cup's coming, and we're going to try hard to be able to get into that.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's still a lot of work to be done, and we kind of don't really build. So that's our downfall. Besides Fortnite, I have been playing some NHL. NHL playoffs are just around the corner now. Regular season's over, and this is about the time I put down Madden and other games and start playing a little bit of NHL. So that's what I've been up to. Not a whole lot. Also been taking a little bit of a break from video games. I haven't been playing as often. Just, needing that break to relax, recuperate, and get out and do stuff. So that's what I've been up to the past 2 weeks. So with that, let's start on our news. Austin, what you have for us today?
Okay, so recently it was announced that Borderlands 3 has an official release date, an official trailer. It's been a game that's been quiet for a long time, but we have it here. Just give me a second here. Can you see my screen here, Shawn?
I see me drinking water because you shared the stream.
Oh, hold on. Wrong window.
Here I am being all subtle with my drinking of water. And
okay,
put on from YouTube.
We've got our Borderlands 3. This is just a breakdown by PC Gamer about, all the information that's been released so far. There's been an announcement trailer. And I think it was at PAX East they announced it. It's going to be coming out in September for Xbox, PS4, and PC, exclusive to the Epic Game Store until April 2020, and then it'll be on Steam as well. But it's pretty exciting news. I played Borderlands 2 for a bit. For the amount I played it, a couple hours with some friends, it was a really fun game. A looter shooter done, how it's supposed to be. So I'm pretty excited, and if I have time, I might be able to dive in and check it out.
Nice. Yeah, that's exciting news, especially for the Borderlands community. I've only played for a matter of seconds, really. I never got into it. But I know quite a few people are really excited for that game, so that's awesome. Other news out of Xbox this week is the what they're calling, well, I don't know if they're calling it, but the community is definitely calling it this, the Ultimate Xbox Game Pass subscription. So we don't know a whole lot about it yet, but rumor broke this week that they're going to be releasing an Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold package for a single charge. The rumored price is about $20 Canadian. So for those south of the border, it's $14.99 a month. And it just saves you. It saves about $4 or $5 on your monthly subscription. Is what people are saying. So I know that'd be something a lot of people have been wanting for quite some time, including myself, just to make it more affordable. Like if you're paying for one service, why do you, like if you're already paying for one, why not just have both together for some sort of deal? The only thing about that is that means that every single person who gets Game Pass who gets Game Pass will automatically have to be on that deal, because to get Game Pass, you need Xbox Live, if I'm not wrong.
At the moment, I believe it's one or the other.
Okay, so you can get Game Pass without Live? Okay.
Yeah, your Game Pass can expire, your Live can expire before your Game Pass does.
Okay, so that's just...
Yeah, but is this going to be in addition to the option to have Xbox Live by itself, or is it just going to be a brand new single price?
I feel like they'll keep Xbox Live by themselves, like by itself, but it's hard to say. This is really more for the push for the discless Xbox One S.
Okay.
So you could, I didn't read this anywhere, but you could expect this to be at least a trial of this to be bundled with your Xbox One S. Right now, they bundle Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass separately. But from now, I can see it being bundled together when you buy a new console for your 14-day trial or a month or whatever.
Okay. So I'm thinking, if they're bringing it around if it's focused around the discless Xbox, we might be seeing this around May, right?
Yeah, like I can see it launching near the end of this month, but it will most likely launch at the same time as the Xbox One S discless.
That's awesome. It's just showing how much of a push these new services, like the new Xbox services, are, especially coming up towards the xCloud.
Yeah, exactly. So, and when xCloud comes out, you can expect that to be part of your Game Pass. That is what I strongly believe, because it does not make sense to have two different subscriptions for xCloud. If they want to get people on it, it's going to be part of your Game Pass subscription.
Exactly.
So,
something else I read this week was, I believe it was a few weeks ago, we had reported on here about some Assassin's Creed Ubisoft leaks that were happening. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe we had mentioned that it was going to be set in Rome. But new news has come out for Assassin's Creed, the next Assassin's Creed, and it actually came through a tease in the Division 2. So they're saying now that the next Assassin's Creed will be based around Vikings. So
okay.
in this little poster here, you can see there's a Viking, and he has something in his hand, and that what's in his hand is actually the Apple of Eden from the Assassin's Creed games. And Jason Schreier from Kotaku is actually, he has the scoop on pretty much every Ubisoft upcoming project. He has lots of insider scoops. And yeah, so basically when it comes to Ubisoft leaks, his word is what you should take as the truth until it's official. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. They're really switching it up here. Moving on from being out in the Greece and Egypt, which are kind of closer together, right? And we're moving it over to some colder area.
So heading back towards the north, perhaps towards the north, for the first time since Assassin's Creed 3, really.
And Rogue, and yeah.
So with that, you know what I'd like to see from that? Going from Norway or Greenland or whatever to Newfoundland. and Labrador.
Um,
I think,
as a Canadian, I mean, that would be pretty cool to see that
yeah, I
because
think doing that journey, and that would incorporate your boats that Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed became so famous for with Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
yeah, and if they really want to, start tying these new games back to the older ones, I mean, a part of Assassin's Creed Rogue did take place up in Halifax, so I mean, they could always try swinging it back to bring it towards that area and just kind of neatly tie everything back together.
And it's not really a far cry um, to like a far cry from what they've done before to have it based in Canada. Because isn't it Ubisoft Montreal?
At this point, I'm not really sure. Like every Ubisoft, if you read the credits to that thing, every Ubisoft is on there. So I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I'm assuming these new ones are coming out of Ubisoft over in Quebec.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a far cry to from anything to to have it linked and back to Canada.
I think it was in Assassin's Creed 3. They had actually touched on like the Oak Island mystery, which is a big mystery over out on the East Coast in Canada. Um, if they didn't do that in that game, it would have been really cool. Maybe in this next game, if they do eventually, bring it over to the East Coast of Canada, because Vikings did come here. If they planted a like an artifact in there.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think
It would be neat just as some Canadian history tied in there, but
I think so too. All right. So, um,
also coming from Jason Schreier of Kotaku, um, is a big article breaking down what what the went wrong with Anthem. According to people who had worked on it, he had been in contact with some of the developers who either were working on the project or had been working at BioWare and heard, rumblings about how the project was going. It's a really interesting read. If you have time, go through it. But pretty much what it says is that Anthem had been changing the type of game it was so much over the course of its development that it essentially only had 18 months to come together and be released as it was.
so that's just kind of confirming the rumors that we were hearing upon release that maybe this game didn't get the development time that they say it did because it got rebooted or restarted partway through production.
Yeah, it got restarted a couple times. They switched writers, they changed the style of game, and which is normal when you're really early in development for a video game. But they had over 6 years to work on this thing, and they changed it multiple times. They didn't really have a cohesive vision of what they wanted, which is kind of shocking because you look at some BioWare games, and they were very much like, especially the older ones like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, even the Star Wars: Old Republic. Like they knew what they wanted to do, and they just went out and did it, right?
Yeah.
And it's just very weird to me that like a veteran studio like that is having a hard time pulling it together.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just confirming what a lot of people suspected. I have passed multiple times on getting that game. Unfortunately, I do not see myself getting that game anytime soon. So, um, so let's talk about Xbox games with gold.
All right, games with gold for the
Actually,
month.
sorry, before we get to that, Halo Reach. There's some Halo Reach news that you sent me this week. Do you want to touch on it? Do you
I
want me to?
completely forgot. There was a photo I found on Reddit. I might be able to pull it up here. Just give me a second. A photo I found on Reddit, which I believe I read was from the insider look of the Master Chief updates, actually adds Halo Reach to the list of games on the Halo Master Chief collection.
Yeah, and I did some
Trying
googling,
to find
and
it.
it is there's a lot saying that it's coming to Halo Insiders this month. Sorry.
Oh, here it is. I got it right here. If it loads. Oh my gosh. Okay. Uh It is a terrible picture because it's from a text message. But as you can see, we've got Halo Reach added right here. So it chronologically is by it's kind of weird. It's like semi-chronological order that these games are in.
I still find it weird that you can add Halo 5. You could use the MCC as a launcher for Halo 5, but it is not listed with the main games. I think that's a little weird.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. It'd be nice if they just had it as like, here's the MCC launcher, and here's Halo Reach through 5, and then Infinite.
Yeah, I mean, it would be convenient. Who knows? Maybe they will add it, as a small DLC. It's possible. They're redoing all of them for the PC, so they might just think about it and just.
Well, they're not redoing Halo 5.
Oh yeah, because Halo 5 it didn't come out for the PC.
Yeah, Halo 5 Forge came out for the PC, which created a lot of rumor thinking that it would that the full game would be coming out for PC, but it never did. So, and with that, let's go to Games on Gold or Games with Gold.
All right, so Games with Gold. So they had announced Games with Gold. Right now, what's available is Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, which is actually a really fun game. If you've got younger kids, or even if you're an adult, you might even like it. But it's very similar to, I don't know, it's like a third-person shooter set in the world of Plants vs. Zombies. I had a great time with it. Technomancer is available. It was available starting on the 1st all the way to the 30th. Not a very great game in my opinion. I did unfortunately buy it for a very cheap price. I don't personally recommend it, but give it a chance. It's an RPG. You got a classic here, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original, available on the 1st all the way to the 15th. So grab it quick because it's almost over. But probably my personal favorite Star Wars license game from way back in the day.
Now, do you remember when the Xbox 360 came out and Battlefront 2 was backwards compatible? And like up to this day, up until it came to the digital store, because it didn't come forever because Lucas Film got bought and all that. But it was one of the most sought after backwards compatible games ever. And they were retailing secondhand for about $120 at one time.
Wow. I remember I had gotten it for the PSP, which was pretty awesome, being able to play it on the go.
Yeah, like the PSP was good. It was a different game. It didn't have everything that the original had, but then we got it for PC off Steam, and we played that one a lot. We had like our own little LAN parties, you, me, and our brother. We played that quite a bit.
All right, so continuing here, we got a game called Outcast Second Contact, available on the 16th to the 30th. I've seen it on the Xbox store. I really don't know anything about it, so I can't comment on it. And then next we have Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2, available on the 16th to the 30th. I've actually played that game. It's pretty good. It's dated. You could just feel that it's an older game, but still, I'd say worth a play. Has a okay multiplayer as well, so you could check that out. Yeah, and then that's Games with Gold for the month of April.
Yep, and then just wanted to touch base on some deals on Xbox right now. So right now in Canada, I don't know about the States, but the big deal this week is a free controller with Xbox One X. So if you're getting an Xbox One X, that does save you about $80 on a new controller to play multiplayer. So that's pretty big right there. And then the other one I'll touch on two because I have this. The Turtle Beach Stealth 600. That is not the right model in the picture because the Stealth 600 doesn't have a cable. But the Stealth 600 is by far the best headset I have ever used, and it is the one I still use to this day. It is by far my favorite. It is fantastic. The audio is clear and has virtual surround sound. I don't know how the microphone sounds on the other side. So, Austin, you could speak for that.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know. It's hard to tell for me, like audio differences sometimes, but it's pretty clear. Not sponsored, but hey, Turtle Beach, if you want to sponsor it, hit us up. Yeah, I don't know. It's if I had the opportunity, I would get myself one of those.
Yeah, so that's a really good deal right there. And then the other one I'm going to touch on is the adaptive controller. You save 15% on adaptive accessories when you buy an Xbox adaptive controller, which is huge. That is fantastic to see Microsoft giving deals on that to get more people playing games and people who want to play games and can't
I've
necessarily
got to
use a
say
traditional controller.
that
It's
the
fantastic.
adaptive controller is definitely my favorite thing to come from Microsoft in a long time. Like it just makes me happy looking at that thing and seeing people use it because it's not just for Xbox. It's changing gaming for a lot of kids like who can't play regularly or whatever it be, and they really changed everything for them.
Yeah, it really is opening the gaming market. Uh, and when I say gaming market, it makes it sound like business, but it's really opening gaming to a whole different, like, to another group that couldn't play before, even if they wanted to. So this is fantastic to see. I am glad Microsoft is tackling this because it is something that needs to be tackled so that people can enjoy just like we enjoy.
Yeah, and there's multiple charities in the past who would raise money to get this really expensive gear for disabled kids to play games. But now, like you're saying, it's not a business move. It's just it's just changing the way people like. It's making it more easier to access games for everyone.
Yeah, and like the price of the controller itself, I'm just going to try to check it out here because if I remember, it's 129.99, which
That's actually a really good deal because you could plug anything into it.
yeah, it is more expensive than your traditional controller, but it is not insanely more expensive. Like I said, a regular controller is about $80, and this is 129. So it is a difference of $50. It definitely could be a lot more. Um, so I'm glad to see Microsoft keeping that towards the lower end and not making it expensive like an Elite controller.
Yeah, so if you know someone or if you are someone who would use that, just go check it out. Let people know. How long is that sale on for, Shawn?
It does not say, so
Okay.
I'm not too sure. It just says deals.
Yeah, so definitely something like I said, just if you know someone or if you are someone who would use that, give it a shot, check it out.
Yep. So, do we have any upcoming games?
Uh, just give me a second.
I was trying to find the page that I had a couple weeks ago, but couldn't find it.
Sorry, I didn't have it prepared.
In all fairness, neither did I. All right, so let's start with Borderlands 3.
Well, that's not coming out for a while, but yeah, I mean September 13th.
Yeah. And then I thought I had the page for a second.
Okay, here we go. I've got it right here. All right, sorry about that, folks, but let's get into it. New games for April 9th to the 12th. We have Dangerous Driving coming out on April 9th. It seems to be kind of like a Burnout style. It's from the studio, not the studio, but some of the people who worked on the Burnout games. So that'll be interesting to check out. We got Phoenix Rice Ace Attorney Trilogy on April 9th. A game called Cook Serve Delicious 2 on April 10th. It seems to be like one of those, I don't know, like a cook, I don't know, what would you call it? Like a Diner Dash style game?
Sorry, which game there?
The Cook Serve Delicious 2.
Okay. Actually, I've
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sharing the wrong window, aren't I?
There we
Okay,
go.
sorry about that. Now, here we go. I'll just scroll back up. All right, so Dangerous Driving, like I was saying, April 9th. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, April 9th. Cook Serve Delicious 2, April 10th. A game called Vaporum. It comes out April 10th. It says it's a grid-based dungeon crawling RPG. We got a game called Gleaner Heights coming out on April 10th. Kind of just from the screenshot here, it kind of reminds me of Harvest Moon a little bit. A game called Super Weekend Mode comes out on April 10th. It says that it's kind of an arcadey Tetris style game, which is kind of an interesting, and it's mixed with shoot 'em ups. So it's kind of an interesting mix. A game called Shadowgate comes on April 11th. On April 12th, Velocity G, which seems to be looking like a Wipeout style
Looks
racing
like
game.
F-Zero and Wipeout, kind of.
Yeah. And then on April 12th as well, a game called Flutter Bombs. It's a twin stick shooter, so kind of like
So think Geometry Wars.
yeah, it kind of looks like that. But I guess we'll find out when it comes out.
All right. So I think that's all we have this week for news for Xbox and gaming. Do you have any last notes there, Austin?
Not really. It's been, besides the maybe the rumors of the Ultimate Game Pass, it's just kind of been a slower week. And since I've been away for the last 2 weeks, I haven't been so much into the gaming, but hopefully next week I'll have lots to report. We'll see. It's going to be a busy time of the year for me. So, Shawn, you might have to hold up that end of the thing.
Oh boy, we know how that went last time. But yeah, with that, I want to thank our viewers for tuning in. We plan on being live at least 3 weekends, 3 Sundays out of a month. We're going to try to get that fourth one, but 3 out of a month is kind of the goal I'm aiming for. Just it's nice to have a little bit of break sometimes. But I do want to thank everyone who's watching. Every view means so much to us. If you like our video, like, subscribe, hit that bell button at the bottom, because that means you'll get notified when we actually start a video or if we upload a video. And, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on the Twitch. I keep saying the Twitch, but we don't go on Twitch. But I'm sure if our Fortnite becomes legendary status and World Cup goes good, Twitch will be big for us. So, thanks, Austin, for joining today. I really appreciate you making the time to join the show.
Yeah, no problem.
And thanks to the viewers for joining in. And just keep gaming. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we'll see you next time.